Yannick Ngakaue posted a video showing that he's fully healed, reportedly, to his broken ankle. We'll talk a little bit about that. Then you know it's Friday, so that means we're going to dive into the mailbag. All that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go and get into it. So, Yannick Ngakaue posted a video yesterday basically trying to show the world that he is back healthy. And there's already been some speculation around whether the Chicago Bears should look to bring Yannick Ngakaue back. Keep in mind, the Bears have about $4 million, I think, remaining under the salary cap to try to do something with. So if they were to make a move and a pivot for Yannick Ngakaue, it would be a pretty manageable deal, right? It wouldn't be the deal that he signed last year with the Chicago Bears or anything like that. So, that opens it up a little bit more as far as a possibility, right? And you look at what Yannick Ngakaue has been over his career, and you guys know I've talked about it here for a couple of weeks now. I do think that DeMarcus Walker, with Montez Sweat on the opposite side of him for a full season, can be a very serviceable pass rusher and just defensive end overall, right? But Yannick Ngakaue, a player that, took a one-year prove-it deal for the Chicago Bears because he just kind of bounces around the league a lot and things like that. But, now looking at Yannick and saying that, he's returning back from injury. He's going to have some things that he needs to prove to both probably himself and around the league. And so it's now going to be that question of, could the Chicago Bears look to bring him back to add to their pass rush? Exactly what they were hoping to do last year. They didn't have a Montez Sweat there. Yannick Ngakaue, his two prior seasons to joining the Bears, he had 10 sacks and 9.5 sacks. And he's a guy who typically, at the least amount of sacks he's ever had in his career is 3, right? He even had 4 sacks last season with the Chicago Bears, only playing 13 games, and most of those games being without Montez Sweat. So that question is there that a lot of people are asking is that could Yannick Ngakaue come back to the Chicago Bears, a team that he has some familiarity with? He didn't really get to play with Montez Sweat as much as we would have liked to see. And so that brings about those questions and what the Bears could do. So here's the thing that I'll say when it comes down to it. I'm not necessarily against bringing back Yannick Ngakaue. I'm just not. It's not. I don't think it's anything egregious or anything like that. If he did come back to the Chicago Bears roster, but it would be something that you got to do a calculated risk. Ryan Poles tends to like leave a little bit of cap space there if he feels like he needs to add something. And if the Bears do add Yannick Ngakaue back, I don't know if it's going to be anything pressing or anything that they do right away. Yes, we do still or can use an additional pass rusher, but I think that Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus are probably going to want to take a look at what Javon Dexter, now being the starting defensive tackle, kind of brings, and how him, DeMarcus Walker, Andrew Billings, and Montez Sweat really kind of fill out with, of course, maybe Austin Booker gets in there a little bit, maybe Keith Randolph and Zach Pickens get in there a little bit, right? So I think that we may see very well, much like we added Yannick Ngakaue kind of late into the offseason before the season started. I think that that may be another situation where the Bears kind of give it a little bit of time, maybe even play a preseason game. And if Yannick is still there, then they may pivot to it. If Yannick does end up going somewhere else and signing a deal with another team, I think the Bears can look at it and say, all right, cool. He went somewhere else. We can maintain our flexibility, and we can keep riding out and seeing what these young guys are going to bring, as well as what DeMarcus Walker as a veteran is going to bring with Montez Sweat. So I think that that's a lot to be said with it. But there are some depth concerns, right? I don't think anybody would say that there aren't some depth issues. Maybe that as well brings about the Bears looking at Yannick Ngakaue. So yeah, it's a lot of options there. But that 1 year, $10.5 million deal that he signed last year, it's definitely not going to be that. And so if it is, and Yannick Ngakaue does want to come back to the Chicago Bears, it's going to end up being a very team-friendly deal. And so, we'll see what happens down with that one. So let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think that Yannick Ngakaue should be back in the Chicago Bears uniform? Are you kind of against it, or are you like me? If it does come back, he does come back. If not, then we ride with what we have. Let me know what you guys think on that down below. As always, you guys know I'd love to hear from you. But with that said, before we move into the mailbag, I do want to say this, is that the Bears defense, I know we've talked a lot about offense here recently, especially because of the acquisitions and draft picks that we made and how much change has come on that offensive side of the ball for the Bears since the end of last season to the beginning of this season. But I want to make it clear that while, yes, it's a new era where the Chicago Bears seem to be taking defense more seriously, offense more seriously than what we've done in most of our careers. I mean, well, in most of our careers, Bears fans, in our history, I guess is the better word to say that. Make no mistake about it. This defense is still going to be, if the Bears have this playoff success, if they have the success of making the playoffs, making a wild card, competing in the division, the Bears defense is going to be a huge part of that. Not just a little part. It's not going to be this forgotten thing where we have this solid to great offense and a defense is just okay. The Bears have built a bones of a defense that I think is going to be one of the better defenses, top 10 in the NFL this season going through it. When you look at, of course, Montez Sweat and how much better this defense was after Montez Sweat came, 6 sacks last year for just the Bears, 6.5 for the Washington Commanders, leading both those teams in sacks, right? You still look at what we have with Javon Dexter, Andrew Billings, right? I think Javon Dexter's up for a big season. I think that the Bears have shown that they believe a lot in Javon Dexter with their moves or lack thereof with that tackle position this offseason. And then, of course, you got to look at that linebacker core. And another year of continuity, development, right, with those guys being together, having TJ Edwards, who was just an absolute dog for the Chicago Bears last season, Tremaine Edmonds, who wasn't as good in coverage as what I think some of us would, but still, when you look at 5 tackles for a loss, 7 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, he was a takeaway machine last season, was Tremaine Edmonds. And then Jack Sanborn, who's going to have another additional year of development. He's still going to be the starter as well for that. And so I like these guys and the core that we have there. And that's not even to mention Noah Sewell, who I still think the Bears think very highly of as well in that linebacker core. And then the secondary. You know, the secondary is the thing that I love about this defense. Led by Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson in there, Kyler Gordon as your cornerbacks. Then Jaquan Brisker, you have there, and Kevin Byard as your safeties. This is going to be a hard-hitting, very athletic defense, and I think this defense is going to turn some heads as well this season. So I don't want to forget the defense in our conversations about the offense because I have very high expectations as well for the defense, and maybe even, in some ways, maybe even a higher level of expectation because of the number of how long that team's been together. Most of those pieces have been together, right? Of course, Montez Sweat came in mid-season, but I really have high expectations for what I think this defense can be. And as much as we were takeaway machine as a defense towards the end of last year, Jalen Johnson getting more interceptions after the acquisition of Montez Sweat, I think a full season of that, it's right to have big expectations about this defense. So I wanted to spend some time talking about that. But you guys can let me know what you guys think on that down below. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know. But let's go ahead and get into the mailbag. This first voicemail we have, this one's from Fred.
Hey, what's up, Haize? It's your boy Fred, man. Hey, I like what we did in the draft, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm be honest with you. I was scratching my head when we took the offensive tackle, but the more research I did on him, I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him a chance though, you know what I'm saying? Everybody talking this bullshit about we drafted a punter, where apparently we had a punter problem, so we get what we needed to fix the problem. And I like how Ryan Poles traded back and got an edge rusher, which I think that was a smart move. Just go and give up a next year fourth for us, you know what I'm saying, get us an edge rusher though. So I like that off the Booker pick because I seen, you know, some games with him. I've seen his highlights as well. And he's not too far from being developed because he already coming in with pass rushing, elite moves and everything. Only thing that the people knock on him is because his weight. Like, we've seen defensive ends at his height at 6'4", 6'5", come in with that size weight and still dominate. So once they get the little muscles on him, he already got speed. Still gonna be a problem on the D line with Sweat and Dexter and whoever else our other D tackle, whether it's Billy or Pickens though. So I'm just ready for the season to get started, and I'm looking forward to see like who we gonna cut. Like, is we gonna keep Yannick or we gonna get rid of him? You know what I'm saying? Because since they draft Booker, I think they gonna go ahead and get rid of Yannick though. So only thing that is a knock on, man, like people gonna be giving us shit for, is Caleb Williams doing this bear claw thing. Like, he got to stop with that. I'm okay if he say, you know, bear down, bear the fuck down, shit like that, though. But that little bear claw thing, like, nah, we wouldn't get no team, no ammunition doing that, especially if we don't win no games. So, and it's good that he's working with DJ to develop that chemistry with DJ. And I like how DJ, you know, always gets with his quarterbacks in the offseason, want to work with them. And I think a lot of receivers should do that with their quarterbacks to build that chemistry up with them as well, though. So ain't nothing wrong with that. I like seeing stuff like that, man. And I just hope, you know what I'm saying, our Bears team can be the best team in the NFC, we're the best team in the NFL, period. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. So I'm just looking forward to, to getting back to winning and putting people's asses for disrespecting us, especially that big head bastard, LaShawn McCoy. I've never liked him as a player. I don't even like him as a person. I don't even respect him as a person. Then the idiot Joy Taylor, don't ever be making no sense. I used to like Joy, but she's just a retard. The only reason why she's on TV because of her brother playing professional football. Other than that, won't nobody know who Joy Taylor is. But let me know what you think, man. Chicago up, better down than nothing.
Looking, Austin Booker's potential is through the roof. I think we all know that Austin Booker has amazing potential to what he can be. Now, how much of that is he going to be able to bring in year one? That's kind of the questions there. As you said, I think he's going to have to round out his body and his game, but I think that Austin Booker does have maybe starter a potential. Now, I don't know if he's going to be like the sack machine or anything like that, or all pro or anything, but I do think he can be a serviceable to above serviceable starter for you, especially as long as you have a Montez Sweat there. And if Javon Dexter develops from that pressure interiorly and Zach Pickens, I think we're going to be pretty good there. And I think Austin Booker can be a very big part of that. Now, as far as Yannick is a free agent, so he's right now not on the Bears roster at all. They're Fred. So if the Bears do bring him back, it means they would re-sign him, so they don't have to cut him or anything. It just depends on if they feel the need to bring him back for depth or for some extra potential of getting to the quarterback. And then as far as Caleb Williams' bear claw, listen, I get it. And it was a little cringy for me at first because it's not something that we truly identify with the Chicago Bears. But here's the thing that I'm going to tell you. That bear claw, I believe kids are going to love that, right? And there's something to be said about that, having something that kids get involved in. It's neither here nor there to me. I don't care if another team makes fun of it. Honestly, let's be clear here. If we're just looking outside the scope, you can make fun of anything in sports, right? The fact that people show up with their face painted, carrying D and fence and all this shit, it's all weird, right? So I don't really take that much of a criticism on it personally, but it is what it is there. Let that man celebrate how he gonna celebrate. As long as he's getting wins, I don't give a damn. Do the bear claw, paint your nails when you have that. Like, dude, make it interesting. I don't give a shit. Let's get into this next voicemail. This one's from Dwan.
Hey, the cognac boy, RBC Dub. Just want to put my opinion in real quick, see what y'all thought about it. I ain't mean to forget you, Steve-O. You too. I know everybody's saying that they like the way Ryan Poles building the team like he did in Kansas City. But my thing is, okay, if y'all taking that blueprint, if we taking that blueprint and trying to put it with the Bears, we don't have the speed like Kansas City used to have. Like we got some players that's fast and everything, but I don't feel that we're molding our franchise like Kansas City did. I think he's doing it in his way. So I feel that he's making his own blueprint based off what he want to do, not what he did in Kansas City. The reason I feel like that is because we still got that dominant defense through Matt Eberflus, which Kansas City was off and on with. They kept a good offense, but their defense was up and down. But they had some good defensive players. I'm looking at the offense because I know Caleb Williams coming in, got a doomsday, they rookies, and I know that it's going to be high expectations. Like, I expect them to make the playoffs because we had a decent record last year as far as, finishing out strong. So I feel that if they able to pick up where they left off at and continue to grow as a franchise, I would look at our franchise being the new Bears franchise, not based off Kansas City or Seattle, just because we got some of the coaches from there. I think Ryan Poles is doing everything he got to do to make sure that we contend for years down the road. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Chi-town up, bear down.
All right, Dwan, I get what you're saying. I don't think Ryan Poles is trying to duplicate the same makeup of the team. I think he's trying to duplicate the success and as far as building a foundation, but those foundations could be very different, right? And building towards success, that's what I think the biggest thing is. I don't think he's trying to kind of duplicate exactly the makeup of that roster, right? So to have that same speed things, but I think the versatility that we do have there, the power that it seems like we're going to have on this offense and the varying weapons. So I don't think they're trying to necessarily copy what KC did as far as the makeup of the team or the style of the team. I think they're going to let this team develop its own style, its own identity. I think that's the best thing for it, as well as with Seattle, even with Shane Waldron coming in. I think Shane is going to really build that system based off the players and the strengths that they have here. So I'm not too worried about that. But again, this is kind of something different that I noticed there. And as far as the Bears growing as a franchise, absolutely. Like, this is the modern Chicago Bears. And I think that is going to be very different from like it was when we were growing up, things like that, right? So they are building and forging a new identity. That's why they have a new president, a new GM, a new style of offense, a new quarterback. Like, I think they're trying to build what this franchise and this version of the team is going to be. And hopefully it does build towards that success, and we end up reaching that ultimate goal of getting a damn Lombardi trophy. Can we get one? Can we goddamn get a damn Super Bowl trophy? Please, in my lifetime. Can I just, I've seen one. No, technically I wasn't born when the Bears won the last Super Bowl. So yeah, can we get a Super Bowl in my lifetime, please? Thank you. All right, let's get into this next one. This one's from Darius.
What's going on, guys? Darius from Dallas here. I just wanted to comment on this Caleb Williams expectations, and I just want to say why it's okay for us to go ahead and hang some high expectations on him. Because when you look at it from a offensive standpoint, okay, we all know that they got weapons. Okay, but let's actually dig into it. All right, nobody can be double teamed. Okay, you can't. Now we pretty much took that away from defense. Okay, not many quarterbacks have that luxury to where you can't double team nobody on our team. You can't double team DJ. There's not a single player skill position wise that you can double team on us. Okay, so let's not, so you basically, we're one on one if they want to go man, or teams are going to be forced to go zone on us. Okay, and that's the one thing that, Justin, for whatever reason or another, has struggles with, is passing against zone defenses. Hopefully Caleb is a little bit better at that, because we are going to get a lot of zone this year. Okay, we're getting a lot of zone. Okay, so that's with the weapons that we have offensively, that's going to spread that defense out. And then if they do find a way to contain that, there's no way they can contain that and the run game. So I'm sorry, man. My expectations for Caleb is maybe would not win the division, but we should be in the playoffs, man. And like you said in the last podcast, he should be a rookie of the year consideration, and in my opinion, highly favored. Because, man, I just don't know how you're going to sit up there and if you want to go man, how are you doing that as a defense? How are you guarding these three guys plus the tight end? And you got to account for the fact that Caleb can use his leg and a running back. Okay, so I get it. We want to remain humble and all that, man, but just look at this realistically, bro. We're going to get zone defense every single game for like 90% of the game, because they have to. The moment that they go man with us and they man up, somebody's getting toasted. I dare a team to go man against it. I don't give a damn that he's a rookie. I dare a team to go man against our personnel. So, I mean, I get it. Let's remain humble, but come on, man. Let's be realistic, bro. Ain't nobody stopping this, dude. And we're ahead of the curve, because it seems like everybody's going to that three, talented wide receiver. It seems like the league's kind of going to that, where you got to have three. It seems like we're ahead of the curve on that. So that's good, man. But I'm remaining humble, but I got my expectations. Check this up, man.
And while, Darius, I agree with about everything you said, I understand the reasons the expectations are there. But right now, all we have is on paper. And championships are not won on paper. Expectations are not won on paper. So I get what you're saying as far as, yeah, the Bears are ahead of the curve. I love that point. That's a great point, that they're ahead of the curve for once, where it seems like the league is going. And we haven't always been able to say that for the Chicago Bears, especially offensively. But I think I'm not going to assume it's going to be as smooth as what it looks on paper. And that's where I talk about my feelings on the expectations. Having the high expectations is great, but I think we also need to realize if they don't hit that mark, which is like Caleb having a CJ Stroud type rookie season, it still doesn't mean he's not going to have a great career. That's kind of what I talk about in this. But the team success overall, you goddamn right we should expect to get to the playoffs. That's what the hell are we doing this for? So, I hope that does happen, but I love the way that you drew out there as far as being ahead of the curve, because I can't agree with that. And I don't know how many times we've been able to say that as history of Bears fans. So it's really fun time to be a Bears fan. It's a really fun, time to see this team grow and develop into their own. And let's see where it takes us. All right, let's get into this next voicemail. This one's from K2.
Yo. What up, Haize? It's your boy K2 again, man. I just wanted to call in, man, because the draft is finally over with, man. I kind of like to let things settle down, man, before I give my opinion or say anything, man. But I still want to appreciate what y'all do for, I don't think y'all understand, man, to be able to just call and just interact the way that we do, man. It's is a privilege. And I just want to thank y'all for allowing us to do that, man. Shout out to everybody that called in. Shout out to the whole panel, man. Y'all do an awesome job, and I love it. But anyways, man, I want to touch on something real quick, man, before I get started, because I caught one of y'all live videos, man, and I heard y'all talking about that time I had left alive, man, because I was being sensitive, man, and then y'all was talking about my beard and how I got paint on it, and how I got eyebrow slits. I just wanted to clarify something, man, because I don't have eyebrow slits. I had got 9 stitches when I was 15, man, because I was playing basketball, man, and, you know, one of my teammates ran into me, man, bust me open, no diddy. You know what I'm saying? I was bleeding all over the place, man, had to get 9 stitches. I just thought I wanted to clarify that, man, because I don't do eyebrow slits. I'm not that type of Puerto Rican. But anyways, man, you know, man, I just want to talk about where our team is headed, bro. Our team is headed in the right direction. I really love it, bro. Man, there ain't too many holes. I don't even think this team has a weakness right now. I just think we need to put it all together and just allow true development to happen, bro. True development can happen this year. I honestly believe Caleb Williams is going to do some things that we ain't prepared for, that we ain't never seen. And I think it's going to be amazing, bro. Win, lose, or draw. I think this team's going to do things a lot better than we anticipate, bro. Like, I know we want them to be great and we feel like they're going to be great, but I got a feeling that it's going to shock a lot of people. It's going to shock a lot of people, man, with the stuff we're going to be able to do on defense and especially on offense, bro. Like, I think we got astronomically better on offense. I think our O-line got better over the offseason. Obviously, our defense is still stout. I think it got better through the draft. I think, man, I'm just going to say it, 11 to 12 wins. 11 to 12 wins, man. I feel like it's going to happen. Tell me what y'all think, man. Once again, I love y'all content, bro. Have a good weekend. God bless y'all. And always remember, Chicago up and bear down.
So, no, K2, so I don't know if you were listening to the whole thing. So we did bring you up because I brought you up as far as like we had our thing, and then we were cool. I was like, yeah, I had to apologize. I was tripping. K2 let me know I was tripping. But the dude, we were talking about a different dude with his painted beard and eyebrow splits. You got to go back and watch the live stream. Like, there's a guy talking shit. We like pulled up his YouTube page and we were flaming him. That's what it was. So that part wasn't about you. But as far as the Bears shocking a lot of people, I completely agree with you, bro. I think that the people who still doubt this team and how far they can go, I think they're going to be shocked this season by how good we are. Now, do we actually go towards, having playoff success, things like that? That's going to be told on the football field. But I do think that this is going to be a deep team that really has a lot to say and a lot to prove. And I think this is going to be a team that has that edge, has that chip on their shoulders. And I, for one, can't wait to see it, brother. And I can't wait to keep covering it here at Chicago Bears Central, man. All right, let's get into this last voicemail. This one's from Booker.
Yo, Haize, what's good, man? This book, man, blessings to you and yours. You know what? I really ain't got much to talk about when it comes to the Bears, man. I'm just looking forward to the season to start, man. But I just want to give a shout out to you, Bobby, and C-Dub, man, for the work that y'all been putting in, man. Hey, I can speak on behalf of the crew, man. We appreciate everything that y'all put in. The time, the effort, the everything that y'all do, man, because y'all actually put in work in this, man. Y'all, I know y'all got to be tired, man. So, man, just, know that you guys are appreciated for the work that you guys do, man. We love that everything that y'all do for the fans and, keeping us updated, giving us the info, giving us y'all insights, and then, elaborating on the insights that we give to you. Just know that y'all appreciate it, man. But that's all I wanted to say, man. Have a good weekend. Chicago up, bear down. It begins.
Hey, listen, we appreciate that book. And shout out to Steve-O, Bobby, C-Dub, Kev. Like, what we've been able to build here with Chicago Bears Central has been great, but we haven't been able to do it without you guys, right? And we never want to act like the success is all us. It's not. The listeners are a big part of that. Everything. You guys are such an amazing part of why this channel and this podcast, for those that listen to it, is what it is. And I would be remiss and an idiot to act like you guys aren't a big part of that success and what has made this channel what it's turned into. So hats off to you guys. Thank you guys for who you are and the way that you continue to rock with us. And we hope to keep delivering content that you guys love. But that's the time for today. Make sure you guys are following the show at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, chicagobearscentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, like you heard on today's episode, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end everything on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.